You are listening to Phoenix and the Hummingbird Chapter 16, story written and created by Jasper BlackLace, and audio by Koushi. Raphael's POV. My lovely soon-to-be bride, Lucinda, decided that it was a good idea to burst into my room at 6 a.m. the following day. According to her, Genevieve had taken her dress, and it was now out of her hands, and she was very paranoid about it. I spent the entire morning until 9 a.m. reassuring her that it was a good idea, even though I wasn't sure myself. Her taste in fashion is rather provocative, and my wife's is not. Fiancé, I should say. I asked her if she knew anybody who could give me the neckline I wanted for the ceremony, and she said that she would take care of it herself. I don't know what that means. If I could tell her what it means, we wouldn't be in this room constantly saying the same sentence to me as I was dressing into my daytime attire to attend the meetings for our ceremony that is happening tomorrow. It was my job, handed down to me by Genevieve, to make sure all the quarters around the ballroom where people would be staying for the night because of the amount of drinking that would be happening. We didn't want anyone going home that night and accidentally hurting themselves in any kind of way. Our job is to make sure everyone gets home safely within the next 48 hours. So that's my job. And frankly, making sure people aren't rooming next to each other who hate each other is very daunting. Look beautiful. No matter what happens, you're gonna look beautiful. No matter what. You just called me beautiful twice in a row. You're just as concerned about this as I am. I'm going to say this as kindly as I can to you, but you do realize you asked my sister to fix your dress? You met her the day you got here. You know what her style is like. You can't blame me for being a little bit concerned. When you tell her a V neckline, she might drop it all the way to your vagina. I don't know how to feel about you saying the word vagina. I'm not trying to freak you out. I know she won't do that to you. I wouldn't have recommended her in the first place if I didn't trust her. Then why are you saying stupid shit like that to freak me out? I mean, you did wake me up at 6 a.m. The same sentence for the last almost 4 hours now. And I'm tired. And I have meetings all day. So I am in a little bit of a rush. But I'm also trying not to abandon you in your time of need. So I'm a little bit all over the place, myself. If you're concerned about it, go talk to her. She'll listen to you. And believe me, she said she's coming to you later today, so my guess is the dress is already done. Okay, fine. I'm sorry for waking you up so early. Next time, just make sure it's something fun, I said, winking at her before walking out of my room. Not to mention the teeny little blush that hit her cheeks before I ran out with my tail between my legs. Wasn't satisfying, but it definitely was. I'm only realizing after the fact that I probably should have warned her to wait until my sister woke up, because the aftermath of this morning is something none of us in this household will ever forget. POV transition. Lucinda's POV. After my talk with my handsome and devilishly evil fiancé this morning, I decided to take his advice and literally sprinted to Genevieve's bedroom. I don't know if it was a good idea, but when I burst through her door, she was still snoring and almost completely naked. I would have to say this is what I get for barging into a sleeping maiden's room uninvited. I am not looking forward to this. Genevieve! 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 I shouted her name relatively loudly the last time, and she stirred, making her look up at me, completely red-faced, before launching up out of her bed, brushing her nightgown down to her knees, and glaring at me with, I never want to see that face ever again in my entire life. Lucinda. I know you're my brother's soon-to-be wife, but I do not appreciate you barging into my room while I'm trying to sleep. Not to mention, I wasn't scheduled to be up for another 3 hours, considering the lack of sleep I've had for the last 4 days. So if you do not mind, Please explain to me why you're here before I force you the fuck out of my room. I'm really sorry, but I can't wait till later to see the dress. I've been waiting the entire night. I woke your brother up in the morning, paranoid about it, and he's not very happy with me either, so I might as well make you both pissed off at me just to get what I want. Is my train of thought, and I kind of regret it. But my paranoid self won't let me feel the pain until I get out of here. So, please. Genevieve looked at me with compassion, but annoyance behind those eyes, before walking over to her changing slide. Why don't you go around here and take a look at it yourself? Without thinking, I burst around the other side, with so much caution running through my veins, till my eyes landed on the dress. My heart melted, and this whole morning not only made me incredibly embarrassed, but also incredibly grateful for the family that I'm choosing for me and my sister. I ran out from behind the curtain and gave her the tightest hug of my life, bawling my eyes out like a child. I don't regret that part, but I do regret waking her up, because let me tell you, the rest of the day was miserable. Not only for me, but everyone else. You have completed Phoenix and the Hummingbird Chapter 16, story written and created by Jasper BlackLace, audio by Kabushi. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.